All right, it is Friday, time again to open Mark's mailbag. This week, are we in cahoots with DP&L, and why aren't our power lines underground? But first, the high cost of running for president. We begin this week with Elaine, who is blown away by the piles of cash being raised and spent by the two campaigns. The amount of money being spent by the Republican and Democratic parties is obscene. They use the money to try to brainwash us that they are the person or party to vote for. If they took just some of this money and hired 5 people in any town, how many people would this put to work, even if temporarily? I know I would be more impressed if 5 people who are unemployed were hired, even for 6 months. If you want to add jobs, do it now and don't promise what you will not produce after the election. Next, a question from James about a comment that Tara and I made about the end of our recent heat wave. Mr. Allen, it was said by you and the weather girl that we can turn off our AC units and let in fresh air and give them a rest. My question to you is as follows. Is your news channel receiving kickbacks from DP&L for telling the public to stop their AC units every time a heat wave eases up? James, I'm not sure I follow your logic here. Why would DP&L send us kickbacks for telling people to turn off their AC, thereby generating less profit for DP&L? I'm scratching my head. Speaking of DP&L, G. Remillard writes, I'm from the San Francisco Bay Area and most of our power lines are underground. As areas here lose power, why not replace the power lines underground? Why put power lines back on poles when you have the type of weather you have here and so many people lose power because of wind? Seems like a no-brainer to me. Well, me too, actually. So I asked DP&L about this. 25% of their current lines here are underground, mostly in newer neighborhoods. But burying the rest would be very expensive. In Washington, D.C., for example, it would cost almost $6 billion and add $226 to your average monthly bill. Go to WDTN.com, scroll down, and click on the Mark's Mailbag quick link to watch previous mailbags and contact me via Facebook, Twitter, email, phone, or mail.